it does.
She plays a robot in the movie. She is an android, which I did not know because I didn't watch any trailers for this movie.
I was about to say the same thing. I was
Right?
like, I just realized I don't know what this movie's really about.
Ed, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing good. You all planned and ready for Valentine's Day?
No.
No, me either.
In classic husband fashion, that's the right answer to that question is no until about the morning of.
Yes.
So there you
and
go.
then, like, do you have reservations or you guys
Nope.
just gonna wing it? No, I don't have reservations either. It's hard.
I was planning tomorrow to plan that. Let's see if it goes.
I'm actually, tomorrow's the Super Bowl, so I'll maybe I'll try tonight.
I don't watch golf, so.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Anyway, what's the Super Bowl of cricket, India? What's the Super Bowl of cricket? Also, do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day over there?
Yeah.
Is it a thing there? Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of talking about a Valentine's Day subject. We're here to talk about and review and give our thoughts on Teri Baaton. I'm not saying the rest of the thing because I'm going to get it wrong. Oh, I'll do it.
You don't want him to say it. You're going to do it. Do it.
Teri Baaton, mine, Aisa. And then I'm not saying the other. 2 words. Very long title. TBMAUJ. We'll call it that.
Which is a common thing for Indian movies anyways, apparently. Just to abbreviate.
What's up with the long titles, India? What's up with the long titles? It's weird. Anyway, we're here to give our thoughts on the film. We both saw it yesterday.
Yes.
Apparently, it's been trending pretty well out in India, according to a couple of the people who message us constantly. And I think it's part of the reason our Job We Met video has been doing so well because it's a Shahid romcom in the end, which is thank you so much for watching and liking and commenting on the Job We Met video. We've been editing so much this past couple of weeks, so we haven't had a chance to respond to comments, but we'll do that coming up. But let's get into this review. I'll give you guys a quick overview of this movie. It stars Shahid Kapoor in his first role, I think, in a few years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, fun fact here. He did not dance for 5 years before this movie.
Get out.
And then he comes in and he just drops the sickest dance moves I think I've seen in a while. He's moving.
He is up there with what's his face?
Hrithik.
With Hrithik, I think.
He's up there with Hrithik.
There are some moves here. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, that's really fucking awesome.
The dance on the beach, man. I was like, whoa! Look
all the dancing and the music in this movie. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
probably some of my favorite. Probably
I
recent
might have to say this was my favorite movie musically.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyway, let's get into the movie and the review. It stars Shahid and Kriti Sanon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that right.
Yes, it does.
She plays a robot in the movie. She is an android, which I did not know because I didn't watch any trailers for this movie.
I was about to say the same thing.
Right?
I was like, I just realized I don't know what this movie's really about.
Right.
I'm figuring it all out as it goes on screen.
I figured it out pretty quick as she was so perfect at the beginning. And I was like, I think she might be a robot.
Right.
And then, it doesn't try to hide it.
He wasn't trying to play coy on it. No, but
it's this really kind of
like, oh, this is what this movie's about.
Yeah. It's this kind of cute love story about a guy who can't find a mate, who no one's perfect enough. So he finds the perfect mate, and it turns out she's a robot. He takes her back to India to meet his family, and a lot of funny moments and endearing moments ensue. And then the movie ends in this crazy abrupt way that I wasn't expecting. I think I would say.
Wow, you're gonna bring that up now, huh?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what the? That's it?
I'm surprised that's the first time you have that response. I've had my few if you've been watching the channel anyway.
Yeah, but it was so abrupt. But anyway, Ed, what did you think of this movie overall? And let's get into it.
Okay, so what I would say for Teri Baaton is that it's such an easy movie to like, but it's a hard movie to love.
Yes. Dude, wait, before you go in, we gotta talk really fast. Because that's literally the exact thought I had leaving the theater. I was like, there's nothing to hate about this movie. And there's nothing really that I overly love about it. Except the music.
Precisely.
But I liked it.
Okay, so clearly we're gonna have a pretty similar reaction to this movie because that you had the Alex eyes when I said it. But yes, that's essentially how I would describe it. Oh, I really like this movie. I really do. At the end of it all, I enjoyed it very, very much. It's highly entertaining. But the only thing that I would say, positives, all the performances are fantastic. Shahid is great. Also, am I pronouncing that correct? Sorry. Shahid? Shahid? I forget which one means martyr. My bad. There was a ton of comments on the last thing that was talking about Shahid and how we were like pronouncing it. I think it's Shahid. Anyways. Kriti? Kriti is... Kriti is...
Kriti, maybe.
Wow. I mean... The actresses in Bollywood are just aces. I don't know how, like, they're so good. And she is awesome. We've never met her, I don't think, before.
We have not seen her in anything yet, no.
Her as Sifra is probably one of my favorite women robots ever. She's fantastic. The music's fantastic. I actually really found myself locking into the movie more when the music came on and with the music numbers. But the one thing I would say that I just, not the one thing, there's actually a few, but overall it's like, I really thought there was going to be more meat to the whole situation of, oh, what if somebody falls in love with a robot and is completely for it and just goes all in? Like, what philosophical implications might that have? And blah 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 blah, societal, and it doesn't do any of that. It drops it all. I was disappointed for a second, but then like, there's so much fun and endearing moments, as you said, and I was like, all right, I'm enjoying myself at least. But a lot of it does not come together. Doesn't make any sense by the end of it, but whatever. Who cares at the end of it? It made its plea in the beginning, and I'm like, oh, wait, okay, whatever. It could have been more, but it didn't.
Right.
And that's okay, but it stops it from being amazing. So.
Yeah, I would agree, obviously. I think I think you said it. I'm going to start with Kriti. Kriti, Tripti. If I'm ever single, hey, I think I'm in love with both of you. Oh my gosh. Like I remember watching Animal and like everybody was messaging me after I said I think I'm in love with Tripsy.
I mean, both of those women, man. I mean,
here I am again. I mean, India. Wow. Anyway, but she, apart from her beauty, she plays an amazing robot. She does such a great job.
Nails it.
Yeah, nailed it. I think it is my favorite like robot playing that I've ever seen. She's so good at it, and like it comes off so easy and natural.
Yeah, like she's like not trying.
No,
which is what's weird.
Yeah,
but her performance is knockout. Wow.
Yeah. And Shahid is just charming as ever. Yeah, he works really well. He has a lot of really funny moments in this movie. And the movie, I think, is, like you said, it's just funny and fun in general. And again, I think I left the movie and I thought to myself, there is a really strong metaphor here that if they went into it, but like, society's love for technology will end us all. Like, I think that's the metaphor they were getting at. But
exactly.
I agree with you. It doesn't feel like there was enough on the bone to kind of dig deep into it. And maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe there's going to be a sequel. It's teased.
It definitely says to be continued.
Yeah, it says to be continued. But I agree. Like, when you look at the movie, it's fun. And then you get the metaphor and you're just like, damn, this could have been like in another level if they went into it.
I would argue, you're absolutely right. I would argue not only did it make a plea, what I thought was interesting was that not only did it make a case for why tech might be the demise of us, it also made a case for why it could save us too. And I thought that was why it was going to be really interesting to see how it kind of played out at the end if they kept with that, but they don't at all, which sucks. But man, I was like, the best part of the movie to me was when he meets that whole stretch of when he meets Sifra for the first time, all the way until like just past that, and particularly the moments with the auntie when he's talking to her, and how you had to see how he was like he felt betrayed, but like he also wasn't. He was confused about how he felt about being with a robot.
Right. All
of that talk and like that drama, I thought was so interesting. I was like, oh man, I'm so locked in now. Yeah. But then it just drops it. And I was just like, okay, fine. That's fine. It's still entertaining, but all that there was so much meat on the bone. Yeah, and I was thinking, holy shit, this is gonna be better than I thought it was gonna be.
Right,
but it ends up being fine.
Yeah, so, I completely agree. Yeah, it's fine. They dropped it. The movie still works. You get like this kind of cool little tease toward the end of it, the very end, you're like when she's looking at him and
Yeah.
he's talking to that other girl, who I believe is another Kapoor actress. I don't know.
Yeah, she's actually famous. She was in Rocky Irani, made a cameo in that one as well. I
Okay.
don't know her either, but yeah, you're right.
Right.
She is
Anyway,
fairly famous.
let us know who that is. Anyway, yeah, she and the Sifra can't take her eyes off Aron, and
Mhm.
you kind of get this cute tease, like maybe this android can evolve. But yeah, I
Maybe
would
that's part
agree.
two. Yeah.
Let's get into let's go with things we loved about it first, and then we'll
Okay.
talk about some of the cons of the movie.
Sure.
So what were some of your favorite moments? What did you love about it?
So one of them was that I actually wish that I wish the movie was Aaron and his auntie, who we've seen her before, and I don't know what her name is. It Dimple? Oh, that's so cute. Dimple Kapadia. She plays his aunt,
Yeah.
who is also a fellow robotics, I guess, engineer or something of the here in America.
Right.
I love every scene with them, and I think
Yes.
that was such a great dynamic to see a young character and an older character in the same sort of have the same goal, but approach it from very different perspectives. And for such a heavy theme like the tech and mankind, the amalgamation of those two, I thought was really interesting. And I was thinking, please don't make her just be this part of the movie. I want this to be the movie. And it's not that again. It doesn't happen. But I love them. I love that whole interaction with them. It's my favorite part of the whole film. Other things, I thought the CGI was good. Like I was surprisingly good in the beginning when they're going again. None of that goes into the future, but like just the dog and the freaking
The robot
bird
jumping.
and shit.
Yeah.
The robot scare in the beginning got me really good actually.
Yeah.
That actually sent a jolt up my freaking back. I was like, ugh. And I was alone in the theater too, so kind of like it was dark, so I was kind of scared. But all that was really good for a movie that was not really supposed to be about have too much CGI. I thought that was fantastic. And then again, the last thing would be like really stand out. What again? The music was the titular music, the song dance that was released before the movie. On screen, even better. I was just like, this whole thing is just fantastic.
Yeah, that song.
So I have more, but those are like my big ones. You can go with yours.
Yeah, I'll start where you stopped. I'll start with the music, man. Every time the music started, I was back into the movie. I was like, wow, this is one of the best cases of music in Indian film that I've seen yet. In terms of like,
agree with that.
It really kind of flowed with the story and moved it really well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
My theater wasn't very loud. I heard your theater was very loud, but like my theater got moving. There was a woman behind me, and clearly she had seen all the marketing because she was singing along to all the songs.
I love it.
And I was like, this is freaking great. This woman's just singing along to all the songs. And
Well, see, that's what you want, right?
yeah,
man?
it got me
We
more
should be
into
doing
it.
that.
This woman was going back, and I was like,
We should
bobbing
be
my
doing
head.
that, dog.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's really good.
But yeah, I
love
stayed
it.
through the credits, through the title song and the
me
title
too.
track that came out. That was a great
Also
song.
very strong.
Yeah, so I really, really enjoyed the music. That's where I'll start, and then I want to like focus in on, like you said, on Dimple. Her performance was great as the
Yes.
auntie, and like the chemistry between her and Shahid was almost as good or better than Shahid and Sifra's.
I agree.
Kriti's chemistry, like that was so wonderful to watch that kind of relationship work out, and it wasn't the typical mother-son relationship that I think we get in a lot of Indian films. It was the auntie nephew relationship, and I really, really, really enjoyed that whole thing. And when he was there, and like,
man.
yeah, like the script is the strongest when it's just Shahid and someone else, I would say. Like,
That's a good point. I was gonna say, like, there was really strong writing here, especially on a character level.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that it just doesn't continue throughout the rest of the movie. Like, they have the skills to do it, and then maybe it's a matter of like, they had to buckle under like providing these sort of things that the crowd pleasing Indian movie. It had to resort to that.
I think it's
fine.
more so like you hit this crossroads, right? Where you can have this movie that's either Ex Machina or something we haven't seen before.
Right.
So which way do you go? We've seen Ex Machina. Everybody knows how that goes. Why don't we do this instead? This love story that's comedic and has this insanely abrupt ending. I'll get to the ending in a minute. But yeah, so I loved the writing and everything about it. I loved the lighting. I don't know if you noticed this, but when he brings her home, pretty much every scene of her has a glowing light above her,
Oh
almost as
no.
she's like an angelic presence in the
Oh,
home.
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like,
That's
that's
what
just
I get
such a
that.
great little detail
Yeah, good
that
detail.
yeah, that gets catch. Like she's sitting on the couch and everybody's surrounding her, and there's light shining on her only. It,
Yeah,
it's really, really great how they
that's
did that
cool.
and added that into the movie. I thought
I love it.
the comedy was fantastic in the movie. So yeah,
Yeah,
I really
funny.
enjoyed a lot
I
of bits and pieces
I
of the
will
movie.
to speak to the comedy really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, everybody. I keep coughing. I'm something in my throat. But I will say a lot of the comedy worked. There were some parts where I felt like it was trying a little too hard, but it was
Yeah, I agree.
fine.
I
It's
was gonna,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
But it was trying a little too hard. I don't think it worked as well as like, let's say, a movie like, what was one of the funniest ones we saw recently? Job We Met.
Job We
Where I
Met,
felt like that was such aces at like, or the last one was Kal No Naho, which I felt like a lot of that worked. Here it
That
was
movie
like
was
it was like
funny.
it was hit or miss, but not terribly. It wasn't like,
Yeah,
oh my god, that's not funny. It was just
yeah,
more
yeah.
like, okay, I mean, I see you're trying to make that funny, but it
Yeah,
was
like
okay.
again, it
But
worked. The first half of the movie works way better than the second
I
half.
agree. I
I
agree.
think as soon
Yes.
as she gets to India and the family dynamic comes in,
Yes.
there's some funny moments, but
Yeah.
my theater wasn't laughing as hard as they were in the first half. Like
Sure.
there's those funny moments where she picks up the weights and then he goes, "Geez, she's
Yeah.
strong," and she goes, "I heard that," and then she walks away and he goes,
Yeah.
"I heard that
Cute.
too," and I was like, "That's funny. They're getting it."
One of the scene that I laughed at the hardest
Yeah,
is in the beginning, and it's actually after that he finds out he's Sifra is a robot, and he goes back home and he's with his friend, what's his name? I forget, Tony something.
yeah,
But they're they're drunk in the pool,
yes,
and he's
yes.
like, robot, robot.
Yeah. Again,
That made me laugh so hard.
to my point,
Oh
dude.
my god.
The movie works best when it's Shahid
Yes.
and someone else.
And someone else, not like when he's dealing with his family.
Right. When it's
That's
just
where
singular.
it's hard.
And
Yeah, the
Auntie,
balance gets
Shahid and Kriti,
messed.
Shahid and his best friend.
I
That's when the
100%
movie
agree.
excels in like it's funny and it's
Totally.
charming. And like this dude's a leading guy, and I just want to watch more of his filmography.
Yeah.
Uh,
But at
I'm
the
gonna
same
say
time, it's
something.
like
Go ahead.
at the same time, it's like I get why they do. See, as we learn more about Indian films, like you see the things that the sort of tropes that reel in people, and I totally
Yeah.
understand it. Like, so a lot of the times it does deal with family because family's such a central part of Indian culture, and and how families work together. In fact, it's very similar to the Philippine
Community.
Filipino way. It's like family's very central.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you watch a lot of these foreign films, like a lot of it does deal like with family stuff. So when like the screenplay basically has to, usurp the family and figure out how to make it work with his story, that's what happens. And I think that's okay because a lot of the Indian crowd will get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wish that, I don't know. There was still a story though, more so I think.
Yeah,
If we didn't have to spend too much time with that. Maybe just like the middle movie, but then
Yeah.
let's go back to just Arun and Sifra at the end or
Like
something.
it's
But
it's like the ocean. Like
Mm.
the world knows you've never explored like I think 80% of the oceans, right? But yeah, and you can't go that deep. And it's like that. The script is
Yeah.
just a little shallow.
Right,
It's
exactly.
not it doesn't go too
exactly.
deep. And I think
No.
that's a good segue into cons about the film.
Sure.
I'll go first.
Go
here.
for it.
Obviously, I don't know if this is so much a con. I just wanted it to be more. I think we both agree there. Like there is a really, really good film and like deeper discussion about the love society has for technology and how that can either be a blessing or a bad thing. And like there's that great scene where they have to take the grandfather to the hospital and she says find the nearest hospital, but he's not clear enough. So she
Right.
takes him to a animal hospital.
Yeah,
Like there's like mistakes like that like it's not perfect, but like that's a really good scene that you think about. And then she malfunctions, and now I'm going to talk about the end. I did not like the insanely abrupt ending.
yeah. Go in on that.
No, like
You seem very bothered.
I just don't understand. Like it's like they had an idea to this like really cool movie, and then they had no idea how to wrap it up.
Right.
So all of a sudden, like she starts malfunctioning, and then which makes sense. And she starts beating up people. She drops a kid from the second story, third story compound farmhouse that all Indian families apparently have. And then
looks like the Playboy Mansion, but yeah.
Yeah, and then
farmhouse.
She starts setting New Delhi on fire, the place, because it was a command that she was told to ignore. And then she hits Shahid with an ice bucket, straight just fucking clocks the guy. Then he comes with a sword and beats the shit out of her. And then she resets. And then it's under a voiceover that I don't really remember because I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And then it cuts to black. And I was
it's like a voiceover. Yeah.
Wait, is that it? Is
no,
that it?
Yeah.
And then we smash cut to 6 months later, and the robot is. You're telling me the 2.0 Saffron, sorry.
Wow.
And
sorry. Mark.
For
you're
the intro
of the 2.0
version of. I keep thinking Saffron, so I'm not going to say her name because I can't remember it.
Sifra.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I promise she's beautiful. Anyway, you're telling me the 2.0 version remembers him and is now jealous that he's talking to another woman. I'm a little lost, guys.
Well, Alex,
I'm a little lost.
Alex.
Yeah.
You know what's more baffling?
What?
The fact that freaking robot went on a rampage on a family wedding, and they're making a 2.0 within months.
Yeah.
That would be stapled all over the news, and we would never have a Sifra again. So what was that? I agree with you on the whole ending. The whole ending is a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Absolute catastrophe of a mess of just ideas and whatever. At some point, it's so bad, you're just like, yeah, that's okay. I'm just gonna be swept through this. Yeah. It's not gonna be good. That's okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
To be
whatever.
Honest, it ended. So like the final scene happens where she's like jealous of him, and then that bump, 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 bump. The song comes on, and I'm like, all right, I'm fine. Because now this great song is in, and I'm back in it.
You're so
I get to
right.
watch her dance. I get to watch him dance. He has that really sparkly suit. I'm in.
You're so right. Yeah.
Because
it just picks it back.
I was like, this is the most baffling. The ending. I was angry. I was angry, and then bump, 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 bump. I was like, damn it. Now I'm in it.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's not a good ending, and again, it's one of those things that look, I can say that, but I can also just be whatever about it. I mean, at some point in the movie, I kind of expected it. I didn't. At some point, I'm like, this is not going to be what I wanted it to be, and that's okay as long as you keep me laughing. And she's dancing to what I assume is like a bit of a spicy song in the culture. Maybe someone can tell me.
Yeah, when she
that sort of older song, that legacy song. She's like dancing kind of like a little bit. Ooh, is it part of like a porno or something? I don't know. I felt like that was the vibes I was getting. Again, entertaining. That's fine. It doesn't make any sense, but it's like, that's fine. It's entertaining.
Right.
And he comes in with a sword. What's going on here?
Sword? I don't know. It was a really cool film scene. Him walking through the fire. Hey,
whatever.
Is there a Shahid action movie out there? Let's watch it. That sounds great.
They never talk about how she like straight up pushes aside the grandpa.
Oh, they're right.
Has a heart condition.
He did a lot of bad things in a very short period of time, and we're just gonna ignore it all. But I think I agree with you, dude. Like, I think I got to I had looked up how long the movie was because I always do that to prepare my mind.
220.
For these
movies. I do the same for sure.
And this one's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Like, this is it. By the way, India.
Pretty tight.
This needs to, hey, follow this structure, guys. This was good.
Yeah.
The timing was good. Anyway, we're gonna get a comment. You guys still haven't gotten used to how long movies are? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we haven't. Okay. Anyway, it's too long. So I was watching it go, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I've been sitting down for about 2 hours. So I don't know. This is not gonna end well. There's no way this is gonna end well because there's no way. There's not enough time. And I just thought to myself, I wonder how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
So you have any more cons besides that?
Yeah, but they're like just kind of little things. I mean, sometimes the editing is just a little bit like too fast as always, but whatever. I'm the things I'm getting used to. I'll say this. The beginning was rough. I was not super happy with the beginning. I was like, where is this go. It just meanders. Actually, that's a good word. I would say
doesn't
one of
get
the biggest
started till
problems with the movie in general is that meanders, and I think it's because again, it sets itself on a track and then just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah.
why I feel like sometimes the movie just meanders, especially the last half where we're just with the family. I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, we have scenes where she downloads a virus accidentally, and we spend like a good 4 or 5 minutes on that scene, but it doesn't really add to anything. Like you could cut that scene out.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
But you could cut that scene out. But also because there's no real story thread that we're following, it's inconsequential too. So it's just it's stuff like that where I just like, you know, it stops it from being great, but it's just also fine. All right, well, that's a fun scene, I guess, but it doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
You have the scene with the nephew.
Well,
Funny,
I thought that scene was
doesn't
so
lead anywhere,
weird and annoying
you
to
know?
me because I just don't understand why she listens to him and
I
not
also-
only
yeah.
Ara.
Yeah.
I was like, shouldn't that be like a just normal protocol? You listen to
Exactly. That would
one
be
person.
the first protocol I would tell it.
101.
Be like, don't listen to anyone else but me. Or
Yeah,
something.
that was my last con, was that the film,
Yeah.
the start of the film is rough.
Yeah,
Even
it
though I
is.
thought the scene where his best friend gets a call from his wife and she's yelling at him because he left a wet towel on the bed, like
Yeah.
which I've done, and I've gotten a call from my wife. I was like, that's funny. That's funny. But again, this is meandering. You get the
Yeah, it's
dream
meandering.
sequence, and then I feel like we should have woken up in America meeting his auntie.
That's right.
Cut
That's
out
right.
the rest of it.
And you just like how many times they have to drill into your head. He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want to get married. I'm like, yeah.
We get it.
We
I
get
only
it.
need it once. You know?
We get it.
Yeah.
Like it's too much. So let's go. But again, once he meets Sifra, I'm like, thank God.
It kicks
God.
into gear fast. And then like that
It
first
kicks into gear
song, dude.
fast.
Oh, his moves in that first song. Also she can dance. I mean,
She's fantastic.
I'm willing to say right now, after one performance, she's the second best dancer I've seen.
Yeah, I wouldn't
after
fight you on that.
Kriti. I'm sorry, she is Kriti. After Katrina.
I wouldn't.
Katrina Kate. I think Katrina's the best woman dancer I've seen.
She's fantastic. Absolutely.
She can move.
She
Anyway,
can definitely move.
any more
Definitely,
thoughts on the movie? I think we covered it all.
No, I think we
It's
did.
pretty
And I love that it's actually pretty swift because, you know, again, I don't want to go over too much of like what the film makes it stay quickly. And you understand, at least that's a saving grace, to be honest with you. It's like, at least at some point you're like, okay, I know what this is. And you can just go with it.
Yeah.
Whether you like scenes or not, it's not the point. The point is clearly they're just trying to entertain you.
Yeah.
And I was entertained. I was entertained. It's one of those things where I was like, as people who watch for like screenplay and story, I'm like, damn it, there was actually something really
Deep.
excellent,
Yeah.
deeper than I think we could have really went here. But they don't want to do that, and that's okay. But maybe in this sequel,
But hey,
they'll do that. I
yeah,
don't know.
and to
They
that
should.
to
They
that
should.
point, you know, you can say like maybe this is the first step. Like if you can leave the theater thinking, wow, maybe we rely on technology too much,
Right.
then maybe the movie accomplished what it set out to do, and maybe
You're
that's
right.
the point.
You're
So,
not
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
again,
wrong.
I think Ed, you hit it on the point as usual. Well, the very start of how you felt about the film. There's nothing really to dislike about this film, and there's nothing overly to love about the film. It's just good. It's just there. So
Yeah,
films
it's just
like this,
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Just like, okay.
that's exactly how I felt about it. Films like this need to
Like it.
exist. I think
I agree.
that's it for today. Stay tuned. We have a reaction video to 3 decades of SRK that we're doing right now, which is a cool thing to do. And then, guys, we have a lot more reactions. We're recording 3 this weekend. So next week there'll be a lot more coming back. More.
By the way,
more
really quick,
rom-coms.
really quick to say something. A lot of people, not a lot. There were a few people in the comments asking, "You guys watched 3 movies in one day? What are you guys?
Yeah, we do.
Superman? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
Yeah, we will, and we will continue to do so.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know that. Maybe a lot of you are new. Thanks to 4K, by the way, subscribers. We are cinephiles.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since we were kids. We work in the industry,
Yeah.
and
This is just a day to us.
it's not a problem.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we were very attentive, and we still loved doing it and liked the movies that we watched.
If I wasn't doing it, recording it, I'd probably do it otherwise. So
Exactly.
I woke up this morning and watched Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
There
So
you go.
like, I just do it. So
Oh, solid.
yeah, good choice.
Yeah, I wake up watching Ocean's 11 like half the year.
Oh God,
It's the best. I don't know why,
what a
dude.
good
It's
start
so
to the day.
it's a weird start to the day, but
No,
it's my thing. It's the thing that gets me going.
It's a fantastic.
You made a point here. I was about to say something. What was I gonna? Oh, fuck
I
it.
don't know. You don't
Love
remember?
you guys.
No. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.